Russell Brand under fire. The brutal assault of the mainstream media propaganda machine continues. I've followed Russell for a lot of years now, and if you have as well, you've probably bore witness to his extraordinary transformation over the years. So Russell Brand, comedian, actor, and now obviously outspoken activist, whistleblower in many, many ways, has come under fire and under attack from the mainstream media. And it's an extraordinary day and age that we live in, right? Because one false accusation and or allegation can absolutely discredit, destroy, ruin individual lives and family members. Back in the day, I've got this very interesting photo here. You'll see this napkin, which was given to me by Katy Perry's parents, Keith and Mary Hudson, who were in attendance at the private wedding of Russell Brand and Katy Perry when they got married in India many, many years ago. So that was really cool there. And then, of course, a Christmas card signed by the family, and then Katy popping her head in there between the parents. But it's been really interesting to watch Russell's transformation, and I've got a lot of appreciation for him. But I cringe because, you know, as I've followed him, particularly over recent years, and listened to how outspoken he's been, as I'm sure many of his followers suspected, right, that at some point in time, anybody who is influential or is going against the status quo of the disinformation and misinformation propaganda machine is going to put a big old bullseye target on their back, forehead, wherever. And now, already attacks and violations of Russell's privacy, of his family members and children. And again, this is a guy that has become, again, from what I can see or tell, quite the empathetic, compassionate, caring family man. And, is very, very straightforward, very transparent, as he's been for years, about, his previous lifestyle and promiscuity and, relationships or whatever. But he changed, as many of us can and do. We have the power and the potential to change. So once again, it's, and we can go all the way back to 2020 and look at how the fear propaganda machine just really catalysted us into an unprecedented time, unlike anything we've ever seen before in history, and in many ways shut the entire planet down, or put things on halt, put things on pause. And so that in and of itself has been an extraordinary journey to watch and to witness, right? Many, many people waking up, recognizing that things are not always what they seem, right? Things are not always what they appear to be. And so, that's where we are. That's in this modern day and age, right? It requires so much due diligence, persistent research, filtering through all the smoke and mirrors, right? The fog of an agenda that's being pushed, promulgated, promoted, whatever, of ideals. And anytime you openly speak out or don't come into alignment or disagree with whatever, is being spoon-fed to the public, you become a target of potential assault and attack. And what's sad is, you can watch a dozen movies, television, Netflix series, or whatever, where it's a tactic that's very, very commonplace by, government three-letter organizations in, really multiple private organizations, right? If they want to discredit someone, all they got to do is put false, tainted information out there into the mainstream, and let the piranhas feed, if you will, right? Let the shark smell blood in the water, and everything gets so quickly tainted and distorted, skewed, as if it wasn't already. So again, there's a lot of folks that I have great empathy for, who have become outspoken, who have changed their ways, if you will, and have become a target of the mainstream media. So, again, it is our responsibility as individuals, as Americans, citizens, regardless as if you live in the United States or not, it really is our responsibility as human beings, in accordance with international law, to look out for the best interests and the happiness, the prosperity of our fellow brothers and sisters. Yes, that is a principle, a precipice of international law, i.e., what our foundational Constitution and Declaration of Independence were founded on. Those principles, right? The international law states we're all brothers and sisters, one to another as humanity. And so we see this divisive agenda that's been pushed for many, many years. I want to say in my online radio show 15 years ago, I talked about it. I said civil war is coming to this nation, to the United States of America, and we are seeing that. We're already divided in thought, in belief, race, color, politics, sex, on and on and on. And that has resulted in loss of life and bloodshed. Are we going to eventually take up arms against one another? I hope to God not, but there's also the recognition that anything is possible the way that things are going, because there's been so much dissension, strife, hatred, animosity stirred. Now we're coming in, to another up and coming election season. And oh my gosh, how do things exponentially multiply when we come into new presidential campaign and political voting season agenda. So guys, anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. It goes without saying, don't believe everything that you hear, but why push or promote something unless you have legitimately, sincerely gone behind the scenes and done your own due diligence and research? And even then it's hard, right? Because for me, prior to, doing the online radio show, it was years and years and years of research and due diligence and documentaries and reading books. And then you present the information, right, to people. And oftentimes you can only spoon feed it with the sole intent or purpose of saying, okay, this is the information that's out there. But ultimately, my desire, our desire, is that you learn to become an independent thinker, that you think for yourself, and that you question everything, right? But there's so much pushback, even because it goes against the grain of what we've been taught and led to believe, right? Oftentimes it's that awakening and that realization that says, oh my gosh, maybe almost everything I was ever taught and or led to believe growing up was a lie. I was intentionally led astray. History itself is not, what some of the books say. And we could go on and on and on about, documents that the public waited to come out for many, many, many years, right? JFK, whatever, just one example. And, the majority of it's been redacted, blotted out with a black marker, Why redact if you got nothing to hide? So again, it's not an easy day and age we live in, guys. And I just really, I wanted to do this video just to commend those people who have been bold and courageous enough, as I did for many, many years, to go against the mainstream status quo of thinking and belief and say, hey, there's another perspective out there. There's maybe another actual truth. And at the end of the day, right, it doesn't matter what I believe, what you believe, because truth remains truth by merit of truth alone. Whether we agree or believe it or not, truth is truth by merit of truth alone at the end of the day. So as always, seek out the truth, be diligent to find the truth and pursue it no matter what.